Hello everyone, welcome back once again in English video, and in today's video we are going to take worksheet number 36. Children, this is your revision worksheet, and here today we are going to do revision of English language chapters, and there are 5-6 chapters which are coming in your exams. Today we will be only taking few chapters, and in the next video I'll be giving you the revision of the left ones. Okay, so this is your worksheet number 36. This is your non-submission worksheet and you will not submit this worksheet. Okay, so the submission date which has been given to you in your portal, kindly ignore that worksheet. Now let's do this worksheet. Now in this worksheet I have given you the instruction that first try to do it yourself, all right, and then you will check your answers from the video. Okay, so here this worksheet is of mixed chapters, and I have given one or two questions from each chapter so that you can get idea that how the questions can come in your exams. Okay, so I'll be revising the topics also, and also I'll be doing the questions which can come in your exams. They are just slightly different from your worksheets. It will not be like that I have given this question in your worksheet, it will be just same to same question will come in your exam. No, it is just for your idea, for just uh, to give you an idea that this kind of questions can come in your exam, so that you can get practice of it. Okay, now let's get started. Now this is your revision worksheet, and it is of mixed chapters. Mixed chapters means there are 2-3 chapters in this worksheet. Okay, so the first question is choose the nouns from the sentences and then write their kinds. Now the first question, in this first question they're asking about noun. They're asking about nouns and its kind. So let me give you the revision of noun chapter. Now then we will be going to do this exercise. All right, now what is a noun? Noun are the naming words. You all know that person, place, animal or thing, but there are many kinds of noun which you have read in this chapter. What are the kinds of noun? That there kinds of noun that you have learnt is common noun, collective noun, proper noun, abstract noun, material noun. Okay, these are the nouns which you have read, which you have studied about. Okay, now I will be explaining you each kind one by one. Now first let us start with common noun. What is a common noun? Now common noun is a noun which all things or persons of one kind or same class, such as woman, girl, town, dog, hospital, doctor, these kinds of all the names are common noun. Here in the common noun we just talk about one common person. If we say girl, okay, suppose we say a girl, girl can any girl. We are not specifying any particular person. Okay, we don't know who is that girl. She can be anyone. Same like if I talk about hospital, we are not taking his name. Okay, we are not taking the name of the hospital, so hospital can be any hospital. So like this, those things which we take, which we call their names in general, are known as common noun. All right, so all the names like this, like dog, cat, cow, hospital, doctor, city, country, boy, girl, mother, father, these all will be your common noun. All right, next is your collective noun. What is collective noun? So just forget about collective noun right now. Let's see what are proper nouns, because most of the times children get confused in common noun and proper noun. Between common and proper noun there are some confusions. Okay, so let me clear this confusion first. So what is a proper noun? Now proper noun is a name which we call or which we give to a particular person, place or thing. Suppose I say city. City can be any city. Okay, if I will give you an example in a sentence, I will say I live in a city. But city can be any city. I don't know which city you are talking about. Okay, Now if I say I live in Dehradun city, so with the word Dehradun you come to know that uh, which city I'm talking about. Okay, of which city I'm talking about. It is particular. So by the given name Dehradun to the city, it is clear that about which city I am talking about. So the proper nouns are the particularly name given to a person, place, animal or thing. So जितने भी हम names दे देते हैं person, place, animal और thing को, ठीक है, उनको हम proper noun बोलते हैं. And why these proper nouns are used? Proper nouns are used just to give an identification, just to identify. It makes us easy to identify the things or person, place. All right, now suppose for example again in class there are so many children, there are so many boys, many girls. If I call ki girl give me a book, so to whom I'm talking to? Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows now, because girl can be any girl, so everybody will give their books. But if I take a name, suppose I say Shreya give me your notebook or give me a book, so only Shreya will give me her notebook to me, right? So this is proper noun, because Shreya is a girl and we have given a particular name to identify that girl, Shreya. So Shreya will be your proper noun and girl will be your common noun. Is it clear now? So all the names, like if I say river, so river is your common noun. But if I say Ganga river, so Ganga is your proper noun. Okay. If I say country, so country is your common noun. And India, which is a name of a country, India will be your proper noun. Okay. If I say doctor, doctor is your common noun. And if I say Dr. Agrawal, so Dr. Agrawal will be your proper noun. Like this way you will differentiate between common and proper noun. Okay. Now next is your collective noun. Collective, what is collective noun? As you can see the name of collective means collection, or you can say a group. Okay, so collective noun is a name of a group of similar things, person, places, such as for example I can give you herd, batch, flock, bunch, bundle. These are names given to a group of some person, place or things. Okay, like if I say sheep, there is a group of sheep, so I will call it herd, a herd of sheep. All right. In class, what is a class? Class is a group of children, a group of students is class. So class is your collective noun. A bunch of you can say a bunch of bananas, so banana, the group of bananas is called bunch, and bunch is your collective noun. All right, so in this way the collective nouns are called a group of similar things, person or places. Clear? Now what is abstract noun? Next is an abstract noun. What is an abstract noun? It is a name of quality, state or concept. Okay, quality, state of concept of what? Of something or that you cannot see. Those things you cannot see, you can just think of, are known as collective noun. Like I can say happy, pain. Okay, happiness you can just think of, okay she is happy, so you cannot see that happiness, you cannot touch that happiness. You can see that happiness in her face by her actions, but happiness is not a thing that you can see. All right, say like in the same way pain, she is suffering from pain, so we can see that she is suffering from pain but we cannot see pain. So in this way those words which we can just think of, we can just imagine of, okay, of it can be any quality or any state of mind or any concept, that are called abstract noun. So happiness, happy, pain, all right, love, respect and honesty, peace, these all words come in the category of abstract noun. All right. Next is your material noun. What is material noun? Now you can see that material means any thing through by which we can make something out of. Okay, like we can say things like sugar or gold. Gold is a material. What we make out of gold? We make bangles, rings, earrings. All right, these things are made up of gold. Same as silver, we make utensils. All right, we make chain, we make bangles, rings, like this. Now wood is also material. Why? Because we make door, windows, furniture, bed, these all kind of things with wood. So all those things from which we can make something is known as material noun. Alright, you can just think like wool, steel, iron. Okay, iron, we can make furnitures of iron, door and windows of iron, like wood. Okay, and sand, mud, these all are the things which we use to make something else, other things. So all these things come in the category of material noun. Now these were your nouns. Okay, now let's take this exercise and then I will tell you where to use what kind of noun. Now you have to choose the nouns. First of all, you have to read the sentence. You have to choose the noun from the sentence and then you have to write its kind. Okay, so first sentence is, the flock of geese were caught in the net. Now here there are so many nouns I can see. Can you see? Can you identify the nouns here? Now first, the flock of geese. So flock is your noun. You will write flock here like this, F-L-O-C-K, flock, and dash. Flock of geese means flock is your collective noun because we are talking about a group of geese. A group of geese is known as flock of geese. Okay, so it is your collective noun. Okay, now geese is again a noun here. All right, so geese is your common noun because it's a bird name. Now next is net. Net again is your noun. You can write it also. You can write net is your common noun because it is a thing. Okay, so net, there are so many kind of nets. It is not any particularly name given. Net is a net, is a thing, so it is a common noun. All right, like this you will give your answer in your exam also if this kind of question comes. Next is Mumbai is a metro city. Now again, Mumbai is a noun. How? It is a name of a place. It is a name of a place. But what kind of noun? Because it is a noun, it is a name of a place, we will write Mumbai first here. And then we will think that what kind of noun it is. It is a name, a proper name, or you can particularly name given to a place. Mumbai. So it is a proper noun. Proper noun. Alright. Then is a metro city. Now here I have told you that city, there are so many kind of so many cities. Alright. So city is your common noun. Alright. Next is Ram's health is getting better. Now Ram is your, we will write Ram. Ram is the name of a person. Ram is the name of a person. He is a person and it is a noun. But what kind of noun? It is a proper noun. Proper noun. How come? Because Ram is a name given to a boy or a man, you can say. So if there was a boy, if it was written boy, boy's health is getting better, then it would be your common noun. Or the man's health is getting better, then man would be your common noun. But here a particular name is given. We are particularly talking about the person named Ram. So Ram is your proper noun. Okay. Now next is your health. H-E-A-L-T-H, health. Now health is again a word which is a noun. And what kind of noun? It is a noun which cannot be seen. It can be just think of, or we can just imagine of the health, that okay, he is getting better, his health is getting better. So health is your abstract noun. Okay, now next is children play in the playground. Now here children is again your noun, and children is your plural noun. It is not a group of children. Children is a just plural noun, so it is just a common noun. So we will write children, and it is a common noun. Again, playground is the name of a place. It is also a common noun. Like this you will write your answer. Next is, this chair is made up of steel. Now here chair is your noun and steel is your noun. Now chair is your common noun. Then steel is your material noun, because the chair is made up of steel, and I told you that those things, those materials from which we make something are your material nouns. Next is, Mr. Ankur is very proud of his wealth. Now Mr. Ankur, again here it is a name of a person and a proper name has been given to him. So Ankur, Mr. Ankur is your proper noun. And wealth is your, because wealth, we cannot see wealth, we can just imagine that he is very wealthy. He has, wealth means the person who has enough money. Okay, so wealth is your abstract noun. Okay, now second question is, fill in the blanks with the suitable words, verbs, adverbs and adjectives or nouns. So nouns I have explained you. Let's talk about verbs, adverbs or adjectives. Now what are verbs? Verbs are action words. Now in a sentence, a verb is a very important thing which we need to put to make a complete sense, because a complete sentence is made up of a subject, a verb and an object. So subject and verb are the most important part of a sentence, a complete sentence. Okay, so, and the verb, there are two kinds of verbs, transitive verb and intransitive verb. We will see this transitive and intransitive verb in the next question. Okay, now the first, adverbs. Next is adverb. What are adverbs? Adverbs are the words which tells how the action has been done. Verbs, action means verb. Okay, how the action has been done, how at what time they have been done, in what manner they have been done. So adverbs are the words which add to the meaning of verbs. Okay, adjectives. What are adjectives? Adjectives are the words which describes a noun. It tells more about, or you can say it adds more meaning to a noun. So what kind of noun it is, in what quantity it is, okay, how much that noun is. So there are so many kinds of adjectives also in the ways we can describe a noun. Now let's fill this exercise. The man killed. Now here the man is your subject, killed is your verb, action. So we need an object here to complete this sentence. So a man killed, you can write anything. A man killed a tiger, a man killed a snake, a man killed a bird. So you can write anything. A man killed a snake. Sorry, the man killed a snake. Now this sentence is complete because we have the subject, then we have the verb, and then we are having the object to complete this sentence. Next is Seema is a dash painter. Now here in the sentence we are talking about Seema and she is a painter. Okay, we know that she is a painter. If I just ignore this underline, if I ignore this blank, I will read this sentence as Seema is a painter. But we have to fill a word here. So what word we will fill? What kind of word we will fill? Will we fill verbs, adverbs, adjectives or nouns? We will fill adjective because this is a sentence where we are talking about Seema and she is a painter. But this sentence is asking what kind of painter she is. So we have to describe this noun, painter. She is a good, we will say good painter. So good is your adjective which is describing this noun painter. Okay, good is your adjective of quality. So adjective of quality means good, bad, nice, beautiful, worse. These all are the qualities which we use to explain or describe a noun. Third is the policeman is waiting. Now the policeman is waiting. Okay, he is waiting, but where he is waiting? Now here we have to write the adverb. Why? Because this waiting is your verb. Waiting is your verb, and we have to add meaning, or we have to tell more about this verb, that when this action has been done or where this action has been done. So the policeman is waiting. Where he is waiting? Now here we will add adverb of place. So the policeman is waiting outside. There are so many kinds of adverb of place. We can say the policeman is waiting outside, the policeman is waiting upstairs, the policeman is waiting in the room. We can write anything. So basically we have to fill the place here. He is waiting, but where he is waiting? Okay, so I have written here outside, and outside is your adverb of place. Next is the house dash the fire. Now house, here the subject is there and the object is there, the fire. Okay, but we don't have the verb, so that means we have to add a verb here, because I have told you that to make a complete sentence there should be a subject, a verb and the object positively. So this sentence contains a subject and the object, but there is a verb missing here, so we will add verb. So house, the house, you can write verb in the past tense or you can write verb in the present tense. The house we will use past tense, simple past. The house caught, C-A-U-G-H-T, caught the fire. Caught is the second form of verb catch. Catch, caught, caught. The house caught the fire. Next is boys will move to hostel on. Now boys will move to hostel. Now here if I say the boys will move to hostel, this is a complete sentence because it's telling that boys will go to the hostel. But here one word or preposition you can say is added, on. Boys will move on to the hostel on. So it means we have to add something here. So what we will add? We will add adverb of time. So the answer will be boys will move to the hostel on Monday. Okay, here you can write date also, but if you want, you have to fill the adverb of time, so we will write Monday. Okay. Now next is the teacher explains her topic. Now the teacher explained the topic. This is also a complete sentence, but in what manner she explained the topic? This sentence is asking in what manner. How we can understand this? Because here that there is a dash, so we have to complete the sentence by adding a word. So what add? Because the verb is explaining you. Verb is telling you that the action is completed. The teacher has explained the action is completed, but we don't know in what manner. So the teacher explained the topic, and when we have to add a manner, in what way, that means it is asking for adverb of manner. So the teacher explained the topic, you can say politely, P-O-L-I-E-T-L-Y, politely. All right. The teacher explained the topic politely, or you can add perfectly. You can write. Next is mother dash the car dash. Now again here mother is the subject. Now here the dash is here. That means here what is absent? What is not present here? A verb is not present here. Verb is missing. So we will add verb. Mother, because there is no is, so we can use simple present or simple past. For this we will use the first form of the verb or the second form of the verb. So I will use mother cleaned, clean. Clean is your first form of the verb. I will use the second form, ed. Mother cleaned the car. Then mother cleaned the car. Again the sentence is completed, but it wants to ask something else. So mother cleaned the car when, or you can say in what manner, how she cleaned the car. Mother cleaned the car nicely, you can write, or you can say mother cleaned the car. If you write nicely, it will be your adverb of manner. And if you write mother cleaned the car yesterday or today, if you mother cleaned the car in the morning, so it will be your adverb of time. So I will write mother cleaned the car yesterday. yesterday. So this is your sentence that is completed. Next is there were dash people who claimed. Now what you have to add here? There were dash people. There were people who claimed. How many? That means here we have to add adjective. We have to describe this word people. There were dash people. So it is asking about people. What kind of people were they, or how many people were they? It is asking for the quality, or you can see it is asking for the quantity. So I will write there were some people. It is quantity. There were some people who claimed. All right. Next question is, this is your question number 3. Underline the adverbs in the sentence. Now I have told you, again that what are adverbs? Adverbs are the words which add more meaning to verb. Basically they tell at what time, at what manner, or at what way the things or the action has taken place or action has been done. All right, so let me explain you the kinds of adverbs once again. There is adverb of manner, adverb of degree, adverb of place, adverb of time, adverb of frequency, or interrogative adverb. So basically we can see adverb of manner, in what way the work has been done. Adverb of degree, at what extent the work has been done. It means how much or to what degree the action has taken place. Okay, like it's too cold outside, so it is cold outside. If I say it is cold outside, but how much it is cold? Too cold. It rained very hard last night. Okay, it rained last night. This is a simple sentence, but if I add very hard, so very hard is your adverb of degree, because it is telling that how much or to what degree the action has taken place. Next is adverb of place. Adverb of place, I have told you, again I am telling you that adverb of place tells the place where the action has taken place. Okay, now adverb of time, again it explains the time of the action. Next is adverb of frequency. Now frequency means at what intervals, how many times you can also say. Okay, how many times that action has taken place in that sentence, it is your adverb of frequency. So that like she is always present in the class, so always is your adverb of frequency. He never comes here, so never is your adverb of frequency. It is telling that this action has never taken place, so never. Okay, like this is your adverb of frequency. Interrogative adverbs again are the adverbs which are used to ask questions. Now let's do this exercise. Underline the adverbs in the sentence. You have to underline the adverb. This is a very simple question. Father Stop the car on the left side of the road. Now father is the subject, stop is your verb, the car is your object, on is your preposition, the left side of the road. It means your left side is the adverb of place. Where did father stop the car? Left side. So left side is your adverb of place. It rained very hard. Again here, it rained. It is your subject. Rained. We are talking about rain. It is rain. It is your verb in the second form. And in what extent? Very hard. It rained very hard. So it is telling the adverb of degree. Okay. Third is, he listened to his son patiently. Now he listened to his son. If I tell only this much, you can understand what this wants to say. But if I say patiently, so it is adding more to this word listened. How he listened? In what manner he listened? He listened patiently. So patiently is your adverb of manner. Next is, I searched for my book everywhere. Now here I is your subject, searched is your verb in second form. For my book, this is your object. Now if I say only I searched for my book, मैंने अपनी book ढूंढी, okay, and then again in the sentence there is everywhere. So everywhere is a word which is telling you where you searched the book. That means it is telling where the action has taken place. So it is your adverb of place. Searched is your action. This action has taken place everywhere. So this is the adverb of place. Next is your how did you get the answer? Now, how did you get the answer? What is the adverb here? How, because it is asking question. Okay. Now let's see the last question. This is question number 4. I have written wrong here. Find out the transitive and intransitive verb from the sentence and also give reason for your answer. Now I have told you that verbs are of two kinds. There is transitive verb and intransitive verb. Okay, verb means action. What action has been done or what action has been taken place in the sentence is your verb, or you can say action. Now let's see what are these transitive and intransitive verbs. Okay, now I have told you that there are two kinds of verbs, transitive and intransitive. First of all, let's talk about transitive. Now what is a transitive verb? Now transitive verb is a verb which requires an object to complete its sense is called transitive verb. Are you getting? This is the definition of transitive verb, that a verb which requires an object to complete its sense, or you can say complete its meaning. So it is your transitive verb. Suppose for an example, I say Maria grows. Okay, for example I said Maria grows. So Maria is your subject and verb is your grow. Grows is your verb. So are you able to understand what these two words are telling you? Maria grows. Grow means उगाना. ठीक है? Maria उगाती है. But what she grows? You don't know. So the question is arising that what does Maria grow? So that means this verb grows needs something, needs any word, needs any noun to complete its meaning, to make a complete sense. We need a word. It can be a noun also. It can be a you can say noun or adverb. Okay, so those words or those verbs which need an object to complete its sense, वो वर्ब्स जिनको अपना मीनिंग समझाने के लिए, जिनको सेंटेंस को कंप्लीट करने के लिए, खुद को कंप्लीट करने के लिए एक वर्ड, कोई नाउन या एडवर्ब की नीड होती है, उनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? ट्रांजिटिव वर्ब. सो इफ आई से मारिया ग्रोज vegetables. So vegetable is a noun which now you can understand that what we are trying to say, that Maria grows vegetable. Maria vegetables grow करती है, उगाती है. So in this way we can understand. But if I only say Maria grows, so the question will arise, what she grows. Does she grow flowers? Does she grow vegetables? Does she grow plants? So we need a proper word to complete the meaning of the verb grow. So in this sentence, Maria grows. The grows is your transitive verb. Okay. Next is your, again I will give you an example. I said Ria baked. Ria is a subject. Baked is your verb. Now Ria baked. Okay, fine. She baked. But what did she bake? क्या bake किया उसने? Now again the question is what? What did she do? So to complete the meaning of baked, to understand what the sentence wants to say, to understand the sentence completely, we need a word, we need a noun or an adverb to complete the sentence, to complete the meaning of the verb baked. So the baked is a transitive verb in this sentence. I will say Ria baked a cake. So here now I am getting the or now I can understand that what this sentence wants to say, that Revati baked a cake. Okay, so baked need an object to complete its meaning. So that's why baked is your transitive verb. Next example, one more example I will give it to you, that mother washed. Now mother washed. Okay, but what did she wash? क्या धोया mother ने? Did she wash utensils? Did she wash clothes? Did she wash car? What? So we need a proper subject, we need a proper object to complete the meaning of washed. So I said mother washed clothes. So clothes is a noun which has completed the sense or meaning of the verb washed. So now the sentence is complete, or now we can understand the sentence completely, that mother washed clothes. Alright, so washed is your transitive verb. Now what is intransitive verb? Intransitive verbs are those verbs which do not need any object to complete its meaning. Okay, we need not to add any other word after intransitive verbs. For example, I said my brother sang. My brother sang. Now are you able to understand with this these three words, that what my brother did? Yes, he sang. So it does not need any other word to complete the meaning. If I say the baby cried loudly, okay, the baby cried. So if I don't say loudly also, you can understand that I want to say the baby cried. बच्चा रोया. So कैसे रोया, कब रोया, it is the other thing. But you have understood that baby cried. So the cried is your intransitive verb. Alright. Now next example, if I give one more example. My father reads. Okay, my father reads. Sorry, I have given you the example of transitive verb. I have to give you the example of intransitive verb. Now, the teacher left early. One example is the teacher left early. Teacher jaldi chali gayi. ठीक है? If I remove the word early, if I only say the teacher left, teacher chali gayi, then also we are able to understand that what the sentence wants to say. So the verb left is your intransitive verb because it does not need any object. If I add early to the sentence, then also we can understand. If I do not add early, then also we can understand that what the words the teacher left wants to say. Alright, so in this way, the words which needs, or you can say the verbs which need an object to complete their meaning or to complete their sense is known as transitive verbs, and the verbs which do not need any object to complete their meaning or sense are known as intransitive verbs. Now next, let's do this exercise. The girls shouted loudly. Now if I just say the girl shouted, you can understand the meaning of the sentence. Yes, the girls shouted. So shouted is your intransitive verb. Okay, shouted, you will write like this. Shouted is your intransitive verb, and you have to give the reason for your answer why this shouted is intransitive. So what reason you will write? reason, reason. What you will write? Because the verb shouted does not need any object to complete its meaning, or you can say sense. Okay, like this you have to do this question. All right, next is Dia wrote the letter. Now if I say Dia wrote, can you understand, or are you able to understand what did she write? No, you don't know what she write. Maybe she has written poem, maybe she has written story, but so that's so we have to give a word, or we have to add a word to complete this, complete the meaning of this word wrote. So wrote is your transitive verb. ठीक है, Riya wrote is a transitive verb because it needed an object, the letter. She wrote a letter. अब समझ में आया कि क्या लिखा उसने. She wrote a letter. So it is your intransitive verb. Now reason you will write because wrote, or you can write verb wrote, because verb wrote needs an object to complete its meaning or sense. Okay, so in this way you will read these questions. So I will explain you, then after that you can write, you can do these reasons by yourself. The old lady was cleaning the room. The old lady was cleaning. What she was cleaning? The room. So cleaning is your transitive verb because it needs the object, the room. Okay, it needed the object room to complete meaning because we didn't know what she was cleaning. We went to our village. If I say we went, where do we went? Where do we go? We went. We went is your transitive verb because we needed an object to complete its meaning. Baby slept soundly. Now baby slept, if I remove this word soundly, so you can understand the meaning. Baby slept, बच्चा सोया, बच्चा सो गया था या जो भी, ठीक है. So this is slept is your verb and it is an intransitive verb because it does not need any object. It does not need object to complete its meaning. Next is she broke the plate. If I say she broke, so broke, what did she break? I don't know. So we have to add a word to complete the meaning of broke. Complete the sentence. So the plate, what did she break? Plate. So broke is your transitive verb because it needs the object, the plate, to complete its meaning. Okay. So here I have completed your few chapters. In short, you can say in short I have tried to complete your chapters in revision, and if I get time we will take other chapters which are left in your language portion in revision part. All right, so basically you have left with preposition and your tenses. So these two chapters, these two topics we will be completing in your next worksheet. While the time being, you complete this work, revise these chapters once more, and just follow the instructions I have told you in this video to how you will do your questions if they come like this. Okay, so go through the video again and again if you don't understand, and till the next video, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.